Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the FPW Chase the Sun press conference. I am your hostess for this event. My name is Krystalia Amante Arcade, part of the commentary and production team here at Fusion Pro Wrestling. Alongside me on the stage, you will see a bevy of our wrestlers and talent, both those taking part in Chase the Sun tomorrow, and those who perhaps will be watching very, very closely. I will be moderating this event and I will be asking the questions. If you have a particular question that you'd like answered, we ask that you please respectfully open up an IM to myself and place that question in my box. If we have time, we may get to audience questions. But please do not shout out or talk over any of our talent, as we are here to hear from them and get their thoughts as we head into this monumentous event for Fusion Pro Wrestling. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce all of our talent seated here at the table. Starting from my far left, we have Baza Windlow, part of the Trench Brothers. Seated next to Baza, we have Lux Tesla. And of course, next to Lux Tesla, we have Samantha Foxy, the Red Nightmare. Alongside Samantha Foxy, we have our wonderful referee, Nicole. Beside Nicole, part of Transcendence, Miss Allison Danes. Next to Allison, we have the ever-cheerful Miss Becky, standing ominously in the back. For reasons yet unknown, we have the culture Skillix. And then seated alongside Becky, we have the Black Swan, Miss Brooke Owens. Next to Brooke, we have Kane Navarro. And finally, to my immediate right, we have Miss Joanne St- As always, ladies shall be first, and so we shall begin with Miss Joanne Steele. Hello, Joanne. How are you? Are you excited for Chase the Sun tomorrow? Do you feel that you are ready? Oh, yeah, I've been ready since the match was agreed to and we got the contract signed. Okay, Joanne, but Abby is a fierce competitor. And I'm sure if Abby was here, she would have some very unpleasant things to say to you. Considering that this is a submission match, do you think that you will be able to get Abby to tap out? Is there any move that you are particularly interested in landing? Or do you think that there's one that you fear? Laughing Joanne has said to us that she doesn't think that I've seen her use it on any show that I've commentated on, but she's looking to put Abby in the Kiri Fuda driver and making her tap out or pass out. Very interesting. Very interesting, Joanne. Have you specifically been training that in preparation for this match? Okay, so you've stuck to your primary finishing move. So no more training than usual, though you've thrown in a few extra submissions just to make sure that you make the circus freak squeal, and not in a good way. Well, thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much for bringing that very unusual image to mind. I'm not really sure Abby would agree. But let's skip all the way down to the end of the table. It'll haunt my dreams. I'm sure I shall be having nightmares about it. Let's skip all the way down to the end of the table to Baza Windlow, who is having a beverage for himself. Good evening, Baza. How are you?
Sober.
I'm sorry, did you say you were sober?
Yeah, sober.
Okay. Baza, well, you are not participating in Chase the Sun in a match, but which match are you most looking forward to seeing?
Well, I can just pick one. I mean, I have multiple, but the one match that I have my own vested interest in is where my good brother Neon versus Tristan, because that little prick basically needs a stomping.
I agree. Neon does need a stomping, and I hope that
That's a
fixes his
biased
whole
commentary,
broken.
right?
I hope it fixes his whole broken speech thing. I think it might work out. I think it might work out for him.
Just biased right away. Okay, I see how this is going to go.
What do you mean biased right away? You said that little prick needs a stomping.
Yeah, you know which little prick.
I don't. You didn't specify.
That's the other cyber enigma, Tristan the Faker.
Uh-huh. Any further thoughts to add on Tristan?
He's a prick. What more?
I assume like that doesn't give us much here to work with. He's a prick. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Another beer.
Damn right I will.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Baza. Thank you so much. Let's skip now to the other person. We're basically going back and forth down the table to Kane Navarro, who also, while not participating in a match on Chase the Sun, Kane, are you potentially watching for any new opponents during this event that you might want to take on in the future? Is there anybody in particular you're really going to be keeping an eye on?
Thank you, Krystalia. I am, actually. A few weeks back, Skillix and I had an encounter in the ring during my match with Lux Tesla, and I haven't forgotten that. So I'll be watching him very closely tomorrow. So be careful there, Skillix, because you and I might have to have a match in the near future.
So, Kane, you're going to be looking out for the Culture Skillix, who at this moment in time seems to only have issues with Lux. So maybe he won't even see it coming. Do you think that you'll be able to spot any weaknesses that Skillix might be trying to hide?
That's what I'm hoping for. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping Lux is able to expose a few, and like I said, I'll be watching closely to their match and see exactly what kind of things Lux can pull off. Also, in the main event between Neon and Tristan, I'll be watching that one closely as well.
Do you have a vested interest? No further comments, but do you have a vested interest? Oh, no further comments. No further comments. Okay, well, you heard it right there. While Kane Navarro is definitely interested in Skillix versus Lux, apparently also has a vested interest in Neon and Tristan. I also have a vested interest in Neon and Tristan. I really would like to refer them to tutors. I feel like I could help them. I could help them solve the whole spelling issue they've got going on. I feel like they are confusing their alphabet with their numerals. Something to work on. Something to work on for sure. Something to work on.
I really can't understand that language at all. It's terrible.
You know, I feel like their teachers are cringing. It's cringeworthy at times. It's definitely cringeworthy at times. But you know what? Let's skip down to a man who has no shortage of opinions, no shortage of hair,
it's me.
and no shortage of confidence.
It's
Mr.
me.
Tesla.
It's me.
It is
Hi.
you. Of course it's you.
What's your question?
There are multiple questions, but do you have a statement perhaps that you would like to make? You've been mentioned several times now. I felt that I just had to give you the opportunity to speak.
Oh, thank you. Well, look, this isn't me and Skillix's first dance. There's a little bit of a history there, some good, some not so good. That was a different me back then, and that sure as hell was a different Skillix. I don't know who this mute lunatic behind me is anymore. We all know what happened. Hell, y'all probably remember more throwback than I do. But if I recall correctly, back when we were wrestling under Brand X, I was 1-0 with Skillix. And whether the books acknowledge it or not, I've beaten Skillix. I've beaten Skillix for gold. And at Chase the Sun, I'm going to prove that it's not a fluke. It's a freak.
1-0 is not much of a win record there, Lux. What would you say to your
It's
doubters?
1-0 is better than 0-1.
Touche. Speaking of your past, there are also many people who are not buying this new good boy persona that you
Good boy? Good boy, is that what you've gotten out of this? I set a guy's car on fire. What the hell is good about that?
Listen. You claim to be a changed man, and there are people out there who aren't buying it in the slightest.
Well, hey, I ain't selling nothing. Fact is, I'm doing what I've done this entire time. I'm just doing it to the right people. So you stay on the right side of that line, Krystalia.
I walk wherever I want to.
Oh, I know you do.
You damn straight I do. Well, Mr. Tesla, since we got your take on it, Skillix.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Do you have a response?
No comment.
Okay. Well, Skillix, are there any particular weaknesses in Lux Tesla's wrestling that you hope to exploit?
No.
Okay. Have you done any sort of special training for this match?
Next question.
Huh. Do you have any thoughts at all, Skillix?
I'm going to beat him.
Very profound. Very profound. Clearly, the next Mensa candidate.
Hey, this is the most he's talked in 2 years. Be happy.
Thank you, the culture. Wonderful, as always. Just captivating. Captivating. Anyway, let's talk to somebody just a tad bit more chatty, shall we? Samantha Foxy, the beloved Samantha Foxy. Yes, look at all your little cheers out there, Samantha. Samantha, you've recently...
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've recently, obviously, have been seen in the company of Transcendence, and some things have gone well, other things have been a little touch and go, but now you have this match at Chase the Sun versus the Banshee. Did you ever believe that you would find yourself in this predicament, you know, facing the Banshee on behalf of Transcendence?
Actually, I'm quite glad I can face her in a match. It actually would be the second time, but I want to be completely honest on that. Is for how things evolved, it's going to be brutal. I won't hide that. And to be fair, like I said, just the idea to facing the Banshee again, it not just excite me, but at the same time also scare me, because what is on the line of that? And she's one of the most dominant women in SR wrestling, and I'm not sure to win this match actually. But I can tell, and I swear, if I lose, I won't be an easy prey to slay. I will fight with every single piece of energy I have within me. And I will goddamn survive this, just like I've done in my entire life.
Wow. Wow, Sam, you seem so determined. You seem to have such poise. Are there weaknesses that you know of the Banshee, or deficiencies that you feel that you can exploit on your way to victory?
I believe yes. I believe yes. You see, the Banshee see everyone from her own little pedestal, thinking to be invincible and untouchable, using fear and, paranormal stuff against whoever she found on her way. But she never met someone like me. I'm not scared of her. I'm not. And she
Oh.
definitely is not invincible and untouchable like she's think to be. And tomorrow, I will crush her on her own little pedestal and
Oh.
put a hand on her, over.
Okay, okay. Well, you heard it here, folks. Samantha Foxy shall be crushing the Banshee. Okay, Samantha, I give you all the credit in the world, honey. I give the Banshee a wide berth. I don't come within 5-6 feet of that woman, entity, enigma, thing. No, I don't do that. I don't do that voodoo witch magic crap. I can't handle that. So Samantha Foxy, you have my blessings and my admiration, because I know there are not very many of us who would tangle with the Banshee willingly. Do you have any final thoughts in regards to your time with Transcendence, or the Banshee herself, or your Transcendence fellow members, such as, Crystal or Allison Danes, who is here as well?
Yes, I do. Actually, more than a thought, it's more a message for the Banshee, because I'm sure she's listening. I know she is. And Banshee, I really hope you'll be ready and prepared for tomorrow. Because believe me, when the crowd will hear you scream, it won't be because of your Banshee shit, but because I will make you cry for every single piece of your bones, crushed, pulverized, disintegrated. You will leave Allison house, releasing her, and after that, you won't hurt anyone else ever again. It's not just a promise, it's a spoiler.
Samantha Foxy has guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen, guaranteed, basically a beatdown. Samantha Foxy is guaranteed a beatdown. I know that I will be looking forward to that immensely. But Samantha Foxy obviously mentioned Allison Danes, who is here with us, but is unusually quiet right now. As we all saw previously, Allison disappeared. The Banshee snatched her up and disappeared with her. Allison, we weren't expecting you to make an appearance today. What are your thoughts prior to this match between Samantha Foxy and the Banshee?
Allison? Who?
Yes, Allison.
Who? So, Samantha, you speak so many beautiful, brave words, but you know not who is in your midst. And Krystalia, the mother, is a lot closer than you think she is. Allison is gone, and now she's merely a vessel through which I choose to speak. And at the summit of this wondrous night, I will be done with Allison, and the red nightmare will belong to me.
Listen, boo, I got some Xanax. You might need one. See me after the show. I don't do this voodoo bullshit. You see what I'm talking about? I don't do this voodoo nonsense. This some crazy possessed. Jesus, Allison. Jesus. I got a Xanax with your name on it, boo. I got it. We need, ladies and gentlemen, after that, we need, child. We need just a little bit of lightening up of the mood, shall we? Nicole, our referee, ladies and gentlemen, Nicole. Whew.
Look
Nicole,
how beautiful
my
she
dear, our
dresses.
the lady of our ring. Please tell us, Nicole, what's your typical day like when you're preparing to officiate a show as big as Chase the Sun? How do you prepare? How do you prepare in the time before that? Nicole is telling us that she typically starts her morning with a good cardio workout, especially stretching. There's a lot of crouching and getting up and down as a ref, so she needs to keep her legs limber. Do you have any, oh, you follow that with a good breakfast, then you head to the FPW archives to look at past footage of that evening's competitors. Nicole says that she tries to be as familiar as she can with their moves so she can try to anticipate when a pin or a submission attempt might be coming so that she can be in a good position and react. That's fair enough. Fair enough. And then Nicole says before the show, it's mostly just reviewing notes and checking any last-minute stipulation changes. Nicole, that's very professional of you. You know, you keep yourself prepared so that there's as few surprises as possible and you can be as on top of it as you possibly can be. So, then Nicole, which match do you think at Chase the Sun is going to be the most challenging to deal with? We've got Becky versus Natalie. We've got Samantha versus the Banshee. We've got DHA versus Nixon. We've got Abby versus Joanne. Lux versus Skillix. Brooke versus Suplex. Tristan versus Neon. Who do you think is going to be the most challenging? Nicole commends the question. Good question. She has to say that probably Banshee versus Foxy. Anytime a wrestler is part of a team and going into a singles match, she has to be on her toes, watching for outside interference. Nicole is pretty sure that Transcendence will be at the ringside, and she's going to be keeping an eye on them as well as the action inside the ring. Fair enough, Nicole. Fair enough. We have absolutely seen many quote-unquote team members attempt to lend moral support, apparently.
I feel that's a slight at me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
So, Nicole, anything else? Any final thoughts you have for us as our referee, as the woman in charge of all of the action? Nicole says that she's very much looking forward to Chase the Sun tomorrow, and there's a bunch of great matches lined up from some of the best talent in the industry, and it's going to be an awesome show. I completely concur. But, Baza, since you did decide that you wanted to speak up, you know, do you think that there will be any, I don't know, interference from the Trench brothers in the main event? Any plans?
I'm going to just say we'll be there for moral support. Watched last week. Did any of us interfere? No.
Moral support.
But,
Just
the only person that interfered was Tristan when he drop kicked me in the fucking face. All we did was stand there and support our brother, but apparently that's wrong.
I'm not quite sure that was really interference. I mean, I think he got a little bit too close to the ring there.
Check the footage. I was way back.
Were you? So I have a question on this quote unquote moral support that you claim you shall be doing. Somehow, I don't really believe that moral support and bringing weapons such as bats ringside, like, I don't think that those things are cohesive. They more seem like paradoxical. So, are you really going to be there for moral support, or are you really there to bring weapons ringside? You explain.
Well, you sit next to a batshit crazy commentator that has had it out for me from day one. I've brought that for my own protection from somebody that may have a knife, may have a gun sitting under that desk that I don't know of. That is just protection from somebody that's just batshit crazy.
Baza, you'll have to be a little more specific since I sit next to two crazy ass men. You'll have to be a little more
Paul's
specific.
not the problem; it's the other one.
Paul is not the problem. I think perhaps you are underestimating Mr. Slater. Isn't he a wanker? Something like that? Paul's a wanker? Paul's not a wanker? Listen. Point being, Paul's got some problems over there. BK's got some problems. Are you really sure it's for protection? And honestly, I promise you, on my oath as a woman, both men shall behave themselves. 'Cause, yeah, Krystalia don't do that bullshit. And I don't really think you need to bring the bat. I think you'll be.
All right, well, I'll trust you this once.
Oh, look at that. Trusting me. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's bring the focus back to the ladies, shall we? Yes, let's. Miss Becky. Woohoo! Hi, Becky. Hi. So, Becky, you have a huge match coming up with Natalie. Right? It is a last woman standing match. That's intense. So, what are your thoughts as you're headed into this last woman standing match?
What are my thoughts? Well, a lot's been happening over this past few weeks. I've constantly, as a lot of you are aware, I've tried to apologize to Natalie for things, and she just keeps beating me up. So, my thoughts going into this match are, I just have it in my head, I don't want to be this pushover everyone thinks I am. Like, I don't want to be stepped on. I'm going in this with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. I'm going in this with feeling a little under pressure as well. Like, there's so many feelings and emotions. I can't wrap it into one word. So, I guess my thoughts going into this match are just like a scream in my head, if that makes sense.
Girl, I got a Xanax for you too under the show. That'll sort all those emotions out. But listen, prescription drugs aside, are there any weaknesses, any holes that you see in Natalie's wrestling or perhaps her game plan? Anything you're looking to exploit?
I have noticed a few. I'm not going to mention them because I don't want her to know I'm aware, because, that's giving away our tactics as wrestlers. But one thing I will mention that I noticed with Natalie is she can get very blinded by her rage or frustration, and the history she brings into this match with the cheerleaders she's dealt with in the past, I think could cause her to maybe lose concentration at times and get blinded by the rage and start to make some mistakes. And that's kind of what I have to take advantage of in a way. That has to be what I keep an eye on as I do this match.
Fair enough. I think keeping it close to heart, not revealing too much. Very smart strategy, Becky. Very smart strategy. You don't want to reveal anything that maybe you could use against Natalie. But so with that in mind, have you made any changes or tweaks to your normal preparation specifically for this match against Natalie?
My training has changed a little bit. I tend to work on more core strength and stuff now because of the previous injury I had. Because I have a very weak back, so I do have to change some things in training. But other than that, it's pretty much strength, stamina, your usual, just usual setup going into this match.
So basically business as usual with just a few tweaks here and there to concentrate on things that you need to regain to get back into peak form. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So I don't know, Becky, any other final thoughts that you might want to say here at the press conference or send out to Natalie or in general about Chase the Sun?
Any final thoughts? My only thought I have for right now is I hope my sunburn stops hurting so much before tomorrow, because that's gonna be fun if I have to wrestle and I'm like, ow, ow, from the sunburn. So yeah, that's literally all that's on my head. Is that a normal thing to say? Probably not. But I've never claimed to be normal. But I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here and how fun this past week has been, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Sunburn is a personal problem there, Becky. That's a personal problem. You need to get like me. I got my tan in 9 months. Thank you, mommy. Thank you, daddy. Appreciate that. And aloe, girl. Like, don't listen to all this other stuff. Straight up, go find you an aloe cactus plant. Cut that leaf off and just slather that stuff on you. It works miracle. It works miracle. Disgusting, but it works. Thank you, Becky. And last but never least at all, let us talk to the Black Swan, Miss Brooke Owens. Hello, Brooke, my darling Brooke. So, Brookie, you are facing Miss Suplex, Nanny Gothley. I mean, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, how have you been preparing for this match? Have you made any changes to your usual, preparation? Brooke tells us that... Okay, Brooke told me I asked a stupid question. Thanks, Brooke. Wow. She says that she respects me, but I have asked her a stupid question. She's not going to give away her training and her preparation. She knows Nanny is listening, so none of us get anything. Okay, Brooke, you being cheap right now. What is the point of the press conference if you want to be cheap about it? Damn, girl. Fine. Then preparation aside, what are your thoughts? Going into this match, then just, what are you thinking? How do you prepare? What do you think of a 2 out of 3 falls match? That's a long match. Brooke tells us that her thoughts are the same as they have been since she was brought into Fusion Pro Wrestling before anyone knew Fusion Pro Wrestling existed, to prove why she is the best wrestler, male or female, on the grid. No offense to the very few people she respects on the stage, but no one on this stage can say that they held 2 world titles for different promotions at the exact same time like she did. Okay, Brooke. I mean, damn, girl. You a little full of yourself? Just a smidge? Right? Thank you, Dre. Okay, I mean... Little narcissistic there, Brooke. Just a smidge. Goddamn, girl. Okay, fine. Well, damn. So, you are facing Suplex, well known for her amazing wrestling technical ability, also known for some really amusing and creative move names, shall we say. But, Brooke, do you think that there are any weaknesses? Are there any holes? Any holes that Suplex has shown you that you plan on exploiting? Brooke tells us that Nanny is way past her prime. Her prime was before I even started my career. One of my first ever matches back in 2015 was against her. Oh, I didn't know that. And guess what? Brooke tells us that she beat Suplex back in 2015, and then she beat her again last month, as we know. So Brooke says she's well aware of many of her holes and weaknesses and that she'll exploit them. And as for Sue's move names, they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid. They're witty. They're creative. They're creative. Thank you, Vi. They are funny. Are you perhaps a DHA supporter, Brooke? Are you a DHA supporter? Is that why you don't like Sue's Suplex's move names? Brooke, listen, we're going to have to reevaluate our friendship if you are a DHA supporter. Well, you know, I mean, Brooke says no, fuck DHA. Well, listen. Brooke, do you have any final thoughts here? I mean, you've been very vocal thus far. Anything left to say in regard to your match with Suplex and Chase the Sun? Brooke just wants to remind everyone to come to Chase the Sun tomorrow night to watch her help Nanny Gottlieb join her old friend Horses in the retirement home. Well, Jesus. Why? We don't need to retire people. That's not... Oh, God. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Lux Tesla. Lux. Listen. Lux.
I don't have any sunburn life hacks for you.
Nobody's asking you for any sunburn life hacks. Lux, there's a rumor going around about you, Lux.
Oh, there's a rumor. Do tell.
Lux, there has been this vicious rumor that I have heard now from many young ladies that you have been signing autographs on bare-chested women.
Ma'am, I think you're exploiting my hole right now. No comment.
Excuse me? You can't no comment this. This chick came up to me and she had Sharpie marker on her.
By the way, single file after the press conference.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Apparently, Lux Tesla will be delighted to sign your chest.
It's good for sunburn. It's better than whatever Krystalia said.
I said aloe. Apparently Lux is an equal opportunity autographer. Men and women, welcome to the line. Men and women. Oh, looks like Stephen Calloway is going to be first in line for you, Lux. Get your Sharpie ready.
You got it, buddy.
Stephen Calloway is going to be first in line for you.
$5, $10, $25.
Hey, and maybe Bazza would like an autograph. Bazza, you want an autograph? Lux is ready. He's got it. He's got a Sharpie. Take your shirt off there.
Hey, I brought my big Carney fanny pack.
Listen, Bazza, I have another question for you.
Okay.
Another question for you. I have to genuinely ask this. It's the public needs to know. Bazza, do you actually understand what Neon says? Be honest.
Why wouldn't I? At the end of the day, he's a hacker. I've dabbled in that in the past. I know my way around LeetSpeak. It's not my fault you old fogies don't understand it.
First of all, I'm not old. You are older than me. So, you know, sir, I'm going to need you to reevaluate that answer.
And yet you don't know LeetSpeak.
Why would I want to know that? No, Nina, I'm very sorry. I'm not frustrated. However, I do appreciate proper grammar.
And yet all we see is tech speak in the world.
I don't use tech. You know what? I think that you're making gross generalizations and assumptions.
Just like you did last week, love.
Assumptions. About whom? About
myself.
Whom? Oh, about you. Do tell, Bazza.
I watched back the footage. I heard your commentary. You and that crazy shit, BK.
I don't associate with BK. I'm not responsible for what BK says.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not responsible for what BK says. As a matter of fact, I told BK that was not nice.
Is that what I heard?
Yes, it is. You now are having selective hearing on purpose. Let me throw this back now to Kane. You know, let's ask Kane. Kane! Yes. I gotta know. Kane, do you understand what Neon says?
I try to. I tweeted him once after our match and said that he cheated, and he comes back with a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'm like, what the hell did this guy say? So then I have to like extra try to read and try to not act stupid, and I'm like, huh? And then I'm like, oh, that's what he said. So I kind of understand sometimes, and I'm like, then I just shrug it off at others, and I'm like, and then Nina comes in and says some things. I'm like, so now I have to deal with it twice?
I mean, you got it from one, and you get it from the other. It's a problem. Sometimes I think it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. That's for sure.
It's a problem. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know, if you are just as confused as a majority of us are, and you would like to keep up with Neon, with Tristan, with Nina, with all of this Leet Speak, allow me to give you the Leet Speak translator. Honestly, it has saved my life. It has saved me many, many headaches. Visit the website. That's really, it's my gift to you. My gift to you. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Skillix, I want to know, Skillix, do you have any matches besides your own that you're most looking forward to seeing?
This conference is over.
For the love of God. Why do we invite him?
Can I fight him now?
I don't know why we invite him anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, bye, Skillix. Since Skillix has apparently declared the conference over, we're going to go straight down the line of our wrestlers, our talent here, and ask them for their final thoughts post-conference and pre-Chase the Sun. Baza, let's start with you. Baza, final thoughts? Anything you would like to tell the FPW fans before tomorrow?
If anybody knows me, I don't make promises, I don't make guarantees, but I always promise one thing. You will be shocked after the end of the match. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Apparently we will be shocked. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lux Tesla. Anything you would like to say to the FPW fans prior to Chase the Sun?
Sorry for the blood splatter.
For the love of God, why am I? Okay. Next, Samantha Foxy, my dear, my lovely. Any parting words for the fans of FPW?
I will hope to see you all tomorrow and
Lovely.
support all the support wrestling. We really love and appreciate you fans. You're the reason why we do this. So thank you.
Look at that. The Red Nightmare thanking the fans. It is all about you. Our ref, Nicole, lovely Nicole, who will be handling all of the action in the ring. Anything that you would like to say to the FPW fans prior to the end of the conference, the press conference, and before Chase the Sun tomorrow? Nicole just wants to say, see you all tomorrow. It's going to be epic. I agree. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but Allison Danes, anything you would like to... Oh, God.
At the time of the culmination of Chase the Ever-Traveling Lamp, this shell would be discarded of. The Red Nightmare will be ours. Transcendence will be gone, and the reign of the one true mother will begin unchallenged. Krystalia, we have our eyes on you too. You may
Don't look at me! No. I'm gonna bring garlic, some holy water. I'm gonna chuck some salt on you. Stay away from me. Just no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Becky, any words to the FPW fans prior to Chase the Sun tomorrow?
Can I leave? I'm scared.
Agreed. You are excused. Brooke Owens, the Black Swan. Final words, final thoughts. Vi, I would be scared too. I am scared. Ugh, I don't mess with the Banshee. Brooke says she's got nothing to say. She's going to let her actions speak for her tomorrow. Too true. Too true. Let what you do in the ring speak for you. Kane Navarro.
Well, I had nothing to say, but Banshee, Allison, get some help, please. Also, I cannot wait to see Joanne Steele beat the living shit out of that clown tomorrow. Fans, thank you. This is for you tomorrow. We do this for you. Everyone, have a great night.
Thank you, Kane. Thank you, Kane. And Joanne Steele, Miss Steele herself. Any parting words for the fans of FPW? Joanne says, thank you, Kane. For a start, I think that may be the most sense Allison has ever made. And Joanne goes on to say she just wants to thank the fans for all their support since she joined Fusion Pro Wrestling, and she promises that she's going to go out there tomorrow, and when she faces the ringmaster, Abby Toad, and she's going to give 100%, and she promises that she won't just make her tap, she's going to choke that circus freak out. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, at the very end of a bizarre but ultimately enlightening press conference, I want to thank you all for your attendance. I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow at Chase the Sun, which will be here on the Sim at 3 p.m. SLT, 1 hour earlier than our normal time. On behalf of myself, Krystalia, Almonte Arcane, all of the talent today who participated in the press conference, and all of the talent that you will see tomorrow, and everyone in production, thank you so much for attending. And Stuart Wharf, I am going to need you to pay my therapy bills. Thank you. Thank you. Meet and greet in 10 minutes. See you soon. Y'all a bunch of fucking freaks. They don't pay me enough for this shit.